Welcome back to Inside Fayetteville. Today we're going to be talking about professional athletes and mental health and the toll that a season can take on their mental. Today, to hear me talk about that, is Arianna Morrison and Sarah Stark. Arianna, what's your take on the mental health?
So mental health has always been an issue, but I think it's being brought to light more recently because of situations like Simone Biles in the Olympics and getting the twisties. And I think it's really great that it's being brought to light, but it sucks because so many professional athletes face so much backlash from the media, peers, etc. And that really sucks because they're just taking a break.
Yeah.
I think that athletes today face so much criticism when discussing their mental health because we see them do superhuman things on the court or on the field. And so we sort of expect them to be superhumans in every aspect. And it's really not fair because they're just humans.
Yeah, like they're held on this pedestal.
Yes.
In the athletic world.
I mean, that's probably the hardest part about it is when not necessarily an injury, but when you're struggling with pressure, stress, that's not physical. It's just that much harder to combat it. And when it's in your head, it's a completely different thing than any physical injury like a torn ACL or a broken leg might be able to. You can recover for those. You can do rehab for those. There's things for mental health that you can't do in the same aspect as you can to treat a physical injury.
Absolutely. And I also feel like the work and culture in like mental health is against getting help for any sort of issue, which really sucks.
I do think some of the scrutiny that people face is, especially for ultra famous athletes like Simone Biles or even Ben Simmons this past season, is that they make so much money. People that are quote unquote normal have a much harder time sympathizing with them because so much of regular people's stress is based on not having enough money. Not that that's necessarily fair, but I do think that's a large part of the scrutiny that they face.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I feel like there's a ton of athletes, like professional athletes. Michael Phelps, for example, he's been a huge advocate for mental health, and more recently, in 2020, 2021, he even like devoted an entire foundation to mental health and helping athletes, which I think is a really, really great thing.
Definitely. And I mean, Sarah, going off of your point about making money, like that's one of those where regular people, they stress about going to work every day, coming home, if they need to get a promotion, all this other stuff. If you're a professional athlete, you sign your name across a dotted line and make an obscene amount of money, and a lot of people think that that's just a solution to all your problems when in fact it isn't. And I'd love to keep talking with you guys about it, but unfortunately we're out of time for Inside Fayetteville today. Thank you again to my guests, Arianna Morrison and Sarah Stark. I'm your host, Collin Anderson. We'll see you guys next time.